Alright guys, welcome to our first video on Fear. I'm still sick, so I might not talk too much, but this is just kind of our trenching setup. I wasn't able to record like the very release. I just wasn't home for that, but we got a bunch of spawners. We're F-top 2 right now. Yeah, pretty close. I got more spawners and some of us haven't placed them either, so we got a lot of spawners still to place. And we've trenched a good bit, but we're going to have some base work, you know, trenching, farming, the basics, and so far it's going really well, so hopefully you're hyped for this series. So part of the reason we've been doing really well is because we have the biggest faction by far on F-list. We're the only one that have the full 100 members, but our faction is full. Actually, this is some of the lowest numbers we've had online at once, 22, which is still like a lot. On release we had, I think, about 40 at the highest, and that's a lot of people online in one faction. So we're making really good progress on the trench. We're completely done on the east side, lined up with the base all the way to the full 20 chunk buffer. So that's great because it's only about 24 hours after release, I'm pretty sure. So we're done trenching that. I mean, we haven't been grinding it fully because not a lot of our members actually have trench picks, but we've still made good progress considering that. And the north side also has good progress, but you can just see as I fly around, we've trenched a lot, so this is definitely going to be done really soon, and then we're going to start on the base. We have people working on it right now, and it's really good that we had people working on it during like all time zones, so it was kind of making a little bit of progress all night, even though we didn't have that many people working on it because not a lot of us had trench picks. We have other people farming sugarcane and stuff like that to get money for the faction. But as you can see in chat, people are just opening a bunch of crates, and that's basically how all the factions on F-top are getting their spawners, including us. We got, I think, almost all of them from crates, but we've had them placed, and we've been increasing a lot. We're third right now, but we have a bunch of spawners not placed, so we might be first or second. I don't know how much we actually have. They probably have spawners that aren't placed too, because you can just see how many crates they're opening. But we don't have maybe the richest faction because we didn't get the most crates. However, we do have the most active faction, which is going to come in really handy for raiding and trying to not get raided. But I'm excited for the map. I think we'll do well. So I haven't been recording much because, you know, not much has been happening besides the same stuff, just kind of like trenching, which I'm in the trench right now, obviously. And we finished trenching like lined up with the base in each direction. So if this is our corner base right here, we finished like all the way up there and through there, plus, you know, a little more. We're doing a 7x7 chunk base, so we've got to trench out a 27x27 chunk area, because, you know, including the 20 chunk buffer for a 7x7 chunk base. And as you can see as I fly through here, we can go all the way across to the side and it's fully done, lined up with where the base is, and, you know, a little bit more. But really the only part that's not trenched yet is like the very corner, like, which is, you know, not useless but not as important. So we've done a majority of our trenching. The only part that's really left is this corner area, and it's like halfway done or so if I look at it. Yeah, almost halfway, just in that area. So we've done most of it basically, and we're definitely going to finish trenching the whole buffer, and we're pretty much just going to start with the base, like the trays and the reverse layers, so we can make proper grinders, because right now we don't really have a bunch of spawners placed. So on F-top we're not even third anymore. We dropped down because we took down our IGs and some other spawners. But once we get our base going and we get our proper grinders set up, we'll be making good money and hopefully climbing on F-top. We're starting to print the reverse layers now. We got, I think, 3 people doing this at the moment, a couple others trenching, a couple others farming. But we're just about done with this one. I'll just show you how it goes. The base is 7x7 and the reverse layer goes, and a few walls will be on top of it, so they're like extended reverse layers with the slabs. And we're gonna water it with the ice in this schematic, which we haven't placed yet. But we're just starting to build the actual base now. So we've been making some progress. Our faction has done a lot of work. We finished printing in the entire like trays for the top of the base layout, kind of. They did all that while I was at school, so it's all done when I get home. That's great. And they already started working on sand walls, so we're making progress on that. And we haven't started genning many walls yet, or any, because we haven't removed like the top layer of sandstone from the full trench, so we need to do that. But the base layout is printed and the reverse layers are fully done, so we're starting to actually do some base work now. So I'm going to show you how much we've got trenched. Obviously you can see we basically just have this layer at the top to remove. We got people printing sand right now up there. You can see they're all working on that sand wall, but our buffer is completely trenched, so we're done trenching with all of it besides the top layers. So we just gotta, remove that, and then we can gen the walls and they'll be going straight down to bedrock. So that's great that we got our full buffer trenched, because it's only, I think, 48 hours after the server release. Obviously we haven't been focusing it because not a lot of us had trench picks, and some of us have been farming and PvPing, but we are making progress and we're on a good pace to actually get the base done in time, because we've already finished the reverse layers, finished trenching out the whole buffer, finished printing the layout for the walls, which is going to be helpful for when we're trying to water them. So all we really got to do is remove the top layer of the trench so we can gen the walls in, and then print the rest of the sand walls and filters. The trench is now fully done, and we've finished removing the top layer of the end stone, so we're all ready to gen all the walls in. So that's what we're going to start working on, because as you can see up above me, the trays are done for our layout for how our walls are going to go. So pretty straightforward, simple. We got some people printing sand right now. That's probably what I'm going to do next, but we're moving forward really fast, which is great. Alrighty, we've finished the interior base, kind of the obsidian, except for the site on the world border. Couldn't be bothered to do that because obsidian's really expensive. Wanted to get these grinders up, so I'm gonna place IGs right now real quickly. I've already set them up. This is just kind of like what the inside of the base looks like. So we'll actually be making some money now, which is good stuff. We kind of need it because we haven't been making money for a little while. These spawners have just kind of been sitting, doing nothing. We don't have a whole lot of hoppers either. This is kind of just like temp grinders. But this is where the creepers are going to go. So I'll start placing them right now. We have a good amount. But since we don't really have enough hoppers at the moment to create a separate grinder for the creepers and the pigmen, you know, we can't even do a full hopper floor for one of them. So obviously we're gonna have to make some sacrifices. So temporarily we're just gonna put some extra pigman spawners like on the bottom of these pillars because there's a little bit of extra room before they won't die from fall damage. So I'm gonna place some pigmen like down here, I think. Let's see if they are all dying from that fall. It looks like they are. So the system seems to at least be working, which is good. So we'll be AFKing these overnight and hopefully getting a bunch of loot from them. Alrighty, I hope you all enjoyed the video for the first episode. I'm excited to continue with the series and this season because we're doing really well as a faction. Like, I've been to other F-top bases and we have the most done by far in terms of like base work. And you'll see how far we get in the next episode and how fast we do it. But just to let you know, we've done a lot more since what you've seen in this first episode. So stay tuned for the next one. That'll have base work, and as you can see, I'm working on a cactus farm right now. That'll be in the next episode too, which will be coming pretty soon. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you then.